Welcome to the end of the course. Welcome. Thank you for spending all this time with me this week, and thank you for engaging in everything that I've had to say. I really appreciate it, and I love you long time. Now, as today is the last day, we're going to do two things. First video is going to look at the flaws that you guys said that you had, or the most common flaws, and give you ways that you can address them. The second video is going to look at the man that you want to be, the woman you want to be with, and then work out how you can be the man you want to be and find the woman you want to be with. Okay? Sweet. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start, and I'm basically going to read a curated list of the most common flaws that you guys said that you have, and give you ideas, tips, just advice, guidance on how you can address them. Here goes. Care about what people think. One thing you need to realize if you care about what people think is that everybody's scared. Like everybody. Everyone you meet who sounds like they've got it all figured out and they know what's going on, they're really scared. Everyone has the same fears as you. Now, when I was growing up, basically, around the time I was a teenager, everybody thought it was cool to not be a virgin, which I guess is still kind of true today. But what happened was most people were virgins, but everyone was lying, and everyone was saying, "Are you a virgin? Are you a virgin? I'm not a virgin. I'm not a virgin." And that is basically what's going on today in the world. So when you're worrying about what other people think about you, you're worrying about people who are also worrying about what other people think of them. And the people who you are scared of offending or insulting or whatever, the people whose opinions matter to you, honestly, if you look at them, they're just living their lives based on other people's fears as well. It's not like they're bravely stepping into their own purpose or anything like that. That's not who these people are. I did 100 women in 50 days a couple of years back, which was a challenge in which I approached 2 women a day for 50 days. Now, I posted that on my Facebook, and guess what? Some people didn't like me because they're like, "Oh, what is he doing? He's trying to go out and meet women." Yeah. But some people saw what I was doing, and those people really liked me, and some of those people became some of the best friends I've ever had. If I didn't do that challenge, I wouldn't have met those great people. So, be you, effectively. You're worrying about what people think, be you. Scared to be sexual. If you're scared to be sexual with a girl, you need to realize this. Women want you to escalate, to kiss them, to touch them. They do. They really do. They do. But the thing is, they're not allowed to show it. Now, one thing you should know is that girls masturbate, girls look up porn, etc. They really do. Right? They have sexual fantasies. Now, when women are fantasizing, they're not fantasizing about, "Oh, I met a really nice and kind guy, and he was so courteous and so respectful, and he didn't put a hand on me, and he treated me with the utmost respect, and he didn't do anything untoward, and he was the absolute consummate gentleman." They're not fantasizing about that. They're fantasizing about bad boys that just take them and have this energy and aura about them and that make them feel excited. That's what they're fantasizing about. A woman wants to feel those sorts of things with you. So if you are too scared to do anything sexual, you're robbing her of that experience, and you're robbing yourself of the experience of being with her. It is really just something to know. Another thing as well, you don't really have anything to lose. You really don't. It's kind of like, provided you're not like grabbing her and trying to rape her or something, at the end of the day, let's say you're on a date with a girl and you're going for a kiss at the end and she rejects you, fine. But you know what? She'll respect you. She will respect you. Women don't respect guys that are too scared to make moves. They really don't. Because they feel like it's the man's job. It's what a man is meant to be able to do. So a girl will respect you if you try and she says no, as opposed to if you're just too much of a pussy to actually do nothing. That's something to remember. And also, who do you want to be as well? Like, how do you want to live your life? Do you want to be 80 and then look back with loads of regret? Probably not. If that's the case, well, yeah. Just kiss her. All right, so another one is guys being too much in their head. So if you're too much in your head, that means like, you're just over-analyzing, blah, 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 blah. Some things you can do to stop that. Number 1, meditation, which I've mentioned before. Number 2, get out of your head, like dance. When's the last time you danced? Do you actually do a lot of dancing? Do you do anything physical like play sports or go to the gym? Or are you just sitting down in your head all day, every day? That's something. Another one, pay attention to your surroundings. So like you're out, you're walking around, right? Do you ever like really pay attention to like the music that you can hear? Or like the sound of cars going by or footsteps and things like that, or what you can smell? Like use your senses, literally get out of your head and use your senses. That's a good one. Another one, watch comedy films as well, which I think I might have said, I don't really remember. And just goof around. Goofing around is a great one. So what do I mean by that? When you're in any situation, you can choose to be Mr. Smart and Mr. Rational, or you can be Mr. Goofy and Mr. Silly, and you can always crack a joke. So for instance, I could be here and I could be talking like, I'm just here and I'm just talking, I'm just here and I'm just talking. Am I talking or walking? I just do not know, but I'm having some fun even though there is no snow. Please look at me and please just watch me go. I'm amazing and I'm in control. Everybody knows that I have that dough. I am the man and I do have a plan. I will always stand up to any gang. You see that? Now that was, well, it's actually kind of fun to do. But the point is this, right? If you're in your head too much, step out of your head and do stuff like that, and women will gravitate. Like when I exhibit the kind of energy you just saw there, like women like it, they do. They find it magnetic. So let yourself go, just like get in the moment. Get in the moment, you know? What else we got? Scared to approach women. Well, this is very close to being scared to be, scared to approach women, Yeah, to be honest, right, if you're scared to approach women, another thing is that women actually do want you to approach them. They really do. For instance, right, I've had like 4 or 5 long-time proper girlfriends in my life, and anyway, every one of them, and literally every one of them, has, well, actually, no. Everyone except one used to brag when men approached them. Brag, like, ooh, 4 guys stopped me today. 4 guys stopped me today. Brag. You might have seen that there's a woman in this group called Zena. She loves it when men approach her. Loves it, right? Now, the thing is this. Society won't tell you that. Society will lie, and society will make you think that women hate being approached. No, men find me sexually attractive. I hate it. Bollocks. It's actual bollocks. You talk to women on their own, right? You will see that lots of them like it. Loads of them like it. So you know what? You approach a girl, even if she ain't interested in you, you're probably making her day, because you know what? It's like you're walking up, hello, I think you're sexually attractive. Oh no, you think I'm sexually attractive? That thing that society tells me I'm supposed to have? Oh no, I hate you. No. That's BS. They like it. They like it. So there we go. Something for you to remember if you're scared to approach a woman. Now I've lost my place. Oh, you know, another thing you can do as well. Like, let's say you are scared to approach women. This is just like tip, advice. Make friends with a guy who's either good at approaching women or wants to be good. Like, one of those two. If he's good, make friends with him. If he wants to be good, make friends with him. Because you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you can get around a man who actually actively goes out and approaches girls, then that will rub off onto you. Now, if you have boring conversations, that was another one, boring conversations. Practice chatting shit to yourself. You see the stuff I just did there? Do that. Like, practice. You see how I am talking right now, and I'm not really saying anything that makes any sense, but I am talking and I'm putting my personality into the words. Practice doing that, because even though this is over the top and you wouldn't do this in a situation, in a conversation with a human being, if you can practice throwing energy and effort and power and passion into your voice, you will not be boring. And then when you come to have proper conversations with people, you can just actually chat to them and just be free and to flow and to have energy and passion in the moment, and they won't find you boring. They won't. That is something you can try. You see what I just did right there? Do some of that. Practice chatting BS to yourself all the freaking time, and then it will come out when you're with other Homo sapiens, especially those of the female variety. What else do we have right here? Oh yeah, cautious. Alright, so a lot of you guys are just generally cautious in general, cautious, hashtag scared, hashtag timid, hashtag terrified, hashtag don't want to take risks. Well, this is what you do, like, in all honesty. If you're cautious and you're scared, man, just like baby steps, baby steps. So let's say you want to be able to go out and approach every woman or whatever. Well, this is what you do. You go out and you ask a woman for the time. Like, if you absolutely can't do it, you ask a few women for the time. And there you go, you've done that. And then that becomes easy, that becomes normal. Then you build up a little bit from there. Well, maybe like you ask one girl out or so. But let's say this, like, let's say you want to go to bars and clubs. And you want to like go to bars and clubs on your own, but you're too scared. You might go for like 5 minutes. Go to a bar for 5 minutes, boom. 15 minutes the next day, boom. 25 minutes the next day. Just take it slow. Whatever it is that you want to do that you're cautious about doing, ease yourself into it. It's like if you wanted to be a champion bodybuilder, you wouldn't like start trying to bench press 150 kilos on your first session at the gym. You would slowly build up to that point. So that is what you should do here. Need to calibrate social situations. A lot of you guys feel that you're socially uncalibrated. You're with a girl and maybe you should say something funny, but you say something boring. Or you should say something serious, but you say something trivial, and people look at you and they go, who's this idiot? This is how you're gonna learn that calibration. It's basically like this, right? How did you learn to walk? You don't remember, but you learned to walk by first crawling on the floor and then like trying to stand up, and you'd fall over, you fell over, you took a step, you fell over, it kept going and it kept going and it kept going until one day you're like, you know what, I've actually got this walking thing down, I've got it nailed. Well, that's basically the energy, the motivation, you get the point, man. That's the mindset that you need for social stuff. It really is. So if you're uncalibrated socially, get into more social situations. Get into them. That's how you learn. Because you're only uncalibrated because, number one, you're kind of closed off and you're scared and that's because you're just not in them often enough. So when they occur, you think it's a big deal. Get into social situations, step into the very thing that scares you, and mess up. You're gonna mess up. Give yourself permission to mess up. And then afterwards, you know what? Write down why you messed up. Why did I mess up? What did I do that was uncalibrated? And after a period of time, you will start to realize what you are, quote unquote, meant to do and what to say. Meant to do and meant to say. You'll learn where, the boundaries are. So yeah, dive in head first. Alright, so yeah, a lot of you guys are bad at holding eye contact with women. If that is an issue that you have, like you find it hard to hold eye contact with a woman or with a person, well, firstly, you need to realize that you have value, okay? So when you're looking into the eyes of a woman, rather than go, she's so beautiful, like, you're like, nah, bitch, you're looking into my eyes. You are looking into my eyes, woman. Look at me. Look at me. You know what I mean? Because, like, look at this chocolate skin. You see this chocolate skin and this big nose? You see these big fucking kissable lips? Yeah, that's right, bitch. Look into my eyes. Have that kind of energy. That's number one. But also number two, something you could do to practice, spend time, practice it, spend the whole day without ever being the first to break eye contact, ever. So whenever you look at people, look at them until they look away. Practice that and then get comfortable with it. That is something you can do right there. Insecure about your looks. Everyone's insecure about their looks. Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, motherfuckers. If you're insecure about your looks, firstly, you can improve them. Okay? Improve your looks. How can you do that? Well, you can hit a gymnasium. You can eat well. Okay? That's something you can do. Well, also, your style. We mentioned style as well. So get some clothes that fit you better. Get a better style so that you basically look better. That's something you can do. What else? Can't handle stressful situation. Oh, no, hold on. Let me go back to insecure about looks. Also, if you're insecure about your looks as well, come to terms with them. So one thing you should do is just say to yourself, like, let's say you're just genuinely really ugly and you just are, come to terms with it. You know what? I accept myself for who I am. And say that to yourself all the time. And keep saying it until you eventually realize you mean it. And then once you eventually realize you mean it, after about 2 or 3 months of saying that to yourself every day, then you won't be insecure about your looks and you'll come to terms with it. And then women will be attracted to you and they're like, even though he's actually really ugly, why am I still attracted to him? They won't actually know, but it's because of this energy that you're radiating. Can't handle stressful situations? Expose yourself to stressful situations. It's really that simple. Can't do shit without a drink. I used to suffer from this a lot. Wean yourself off it. So let's say you're used to going out and having 5 Jack Daniels and Cokes, have 4. Then after a while, have 3. Then after a while, have 2. Then after a while, have 1. And then after a while, you have 0 and you're done. It's really that simple. Not assertive. Let's say you're not assertive and you always let people roll over you. Number 1, you need to learn to believe in what you say. Believe in who you are and what you say. And you can start by saying that to yourself on a regular basis. Remember what I said about your subconscious always being listening? So the things that you think about yourself, or the things that you think, affects the way you are around other people. So if you're like not assertive, it's because you think you're a pushover. Say to yourself, I'm a strong character. Think positive, strong thoughts about yourself all the time until it takes hold. That is number 1. Number 2, write a journal. Write a journal so you get to know yourself. What's a journal? A journal is basically a diary of your thoughts. You're doing that because if you're not assertive, on some level you don't really know who you are. But if you write a diary of your thoughts, you will come to know who you are as a human being. You know, you'll come to realize all the stuff that comes up when you're writing this journal. It's like, oh, this is who I am and this is what I stand for. And the more you know who you are, the more that will radiate. And the more you're like, you know what, nah, screw this. No. I'm not doing X. I'm actually doing Y. And here's why we're doing Y. All right? If you're bad at telling stories, this is one. A lot of you guys are bad at telling stories. Watch some stand-up comedy. It's really simple. Watch stand-up comedy. Watch loads of stand-up comedy. Like Bill Burr. He's a freaking storyteller. Dave Chappelle. Chris Rock. Those guys right there. Even Joe Rogan. Watch stand-up comedy. Watch loads and you'll get better. And like try and like pick out the little things that they do. You know? Like for instance, my concept of callback humor. You know when you message a girl and you mention a joke that you said to her during your first meeting? That's all from stand-up comedy. It's literally called callback humor in stand-up comedy, but it's just applied to the dating world, you know? Inconsistent with activities. Well, if you're inconsistent with activities, it's because like this, right? You say, hey, I want to get better with women, right? That's your goal. But then when the time comes for you to go out and like prowl the streets for hours, you're like, oh, I can't be asked. Because in your head, the effort of trying to go out and meet women is more painful than the pain of not knowing how to meet a girl, you know, of not having sex and blah, blah, blah. You need to know why. You need to have a strong reason why you're doing all of this stuff. So what I'm saying to you is sit down, write a note, or like write a document or whatever of all the reasons why this is important to you. How it's messing you up in your life, how your life will be screwed up in future if you don't sort this stuff out. You know, whatever it is that you're being inconsistent with, how your life will be improved when you do sort it out. Once you got all of that stuff there, you will then be consistent. Yeah, and that's it. That is it for me. But remember what I said, right? This is only the first of 2 videos. So the second video is going to talk about how to turn yourself into the guy you want to be, although I guess we have technically covered a lot of that there, but still. And that's number 1. And then number 2, how to find the woman you want to be with. So yeah, see you there.